Hi, my name is Kemi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's lesson, we'll be talking about numbers. In our previous lesson, we talked about variable names, variable types, assignments, the conditions that we need to follow when naming a variable name, and how to identify each variable type. So, we'll be talking about basic arithmetic operations today: addition, subtraction, multiplications, and thereabout. So just like you have your normal mathematics expression, you could have x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4, and z is equal to x plus y. So if I print z, I have z to be 6, or I could say c is equal to 4 plus 2, or 2 plus 4, and if I print out c, I have 6. So what happened here is that I stored the value of 2 in x, I stored the value of 4 in y. So when I assign a variable z, I'm referring to the value stored in x here, which is 2, and I'm also referring to the value stored in y here, which is 4. So 2 plus 4, even though we're not seeing it, is 6. And the other way I could do this is having c equals to 2 plus 4, which also gives me 6. However, in most cases, you won't be having your arithmetic operations this way, as you might want to collect input from your user, and you need your user to type in a particular number, and you need to sum up such number. So if you were trying to collect user input, you would say x is equal to, depending on the kind of input you want to collect. If you want to collect an integer input or a float input, let's say I want to collect a float input, then I'll ask my user to enter a number. So I could have 5, and that's it. So y is equal to a float to input, enter a number. Six, and z is equal to the value assigned to x and the value assigned to y. So if I print out z, I have 11, which is 5 plus 6. Remember, I have 0.0, which means it's the value here, 5, was stored as 5.0, which is a float number, and the value 6 was also stored as 6.0, which is a float number. So my resulting answer is 11.0. So if I wanted to write it here, the reason why it's printing out the result is because I wrote the program on my shell. If I wrote the command here on my console, I'll have a different way in which it will run it. So I'm going to copy and paste here. I'm going to copy this and paste here. Okay. So here I'm not going to use x again. I'm going to use num1, and I'm going to use num2 here. So if I run this, so I have the first one, which is num1, asking me to enter a number, so I'm going to say 10. And then the second line of code here, num2 asking me to enter a number, so I have 12. So what should be my expected output? If I run this, I don't have an output yet because I've not written out the code to do what I want it to do after taking in the input. So I'm going to say sum num is equal to num1 plus num2, and after I add those numbers together, I want to print out my result of sum num. Okay, I'll save my result and then I'll run it. So the first number is 12 or 10 again, and then the second number is 12, and then I have my result as 22.0. I could also come here and write result then 12, and then I have result is 22.0. So that's that about addition. You can just go ahead and try it out on your own and see what you get. So the next one is subtraction. So I could have a subtraction like this. So I'm done with addition. I want to have subtraction. So I have instead of having sum num equals to num1 plus num2, I could have subs num, say num1 minus num2, and I'm going to have print the subtraction and then have my result sub num being printed out here. Okay, don't forget to open the string here, the single quotation. I opened here with a single quotation and closed it back with a single quotation. If you open with a single and close with a double, you could get an error. So I'm gonna have 13, I'm gonna have 9. So the first one is subtract, that's the addition of the first result, that's 22, and then the subtraction, sorry, subtraction, not subtraction, subtraction. I'm going to change this one to addition. Okay, I hope you are following, I hope you understand. Then the next one, I'm going to have division. So I'm going to say div num is equal to num1 divided by, or let me say num2 divided by num1. Gonna have print division equals to div num. Okay, I'll save it and I'll run it. First number is 24, the second number is 6. So if I add those two numbers, I have 30. If I subtract 6 from 24, I have 18. And if I divide 6 by 24, I have 0.25. So remember that I did num2 divided by num1, not num1 divided by num2. If I had num1 divided by num2, it would have been 24 divided by 6, and my answer would have been 4. But this time I'm saying 6 divided by 24. That's why I have 0.25. So the next one is multiplication. So I'm going to say mult num equal to num2 times, so your times is the asterisk on 8, so num2 times num1. So I'm going to print out my result. That's mult num and I'm going to have a multiplication. Okay, I'm going to save it and I'm going to run it. So I'm going to say 12 and 2. So the addition of 12 plus 2 is 14. The subtraction of 12 and 2 is 10. The division of 2 divided by 12 is 0.166, and then 6. And then the multiplication of 12 and 2 is 24. That's 12 times 2 is 24. So the next the operation we'll be treating is the modulus.
So guys, I had to comment out this part where the other result were coming out so we could focus on the one we're currently working with. So the next one is modulus. So I'm gonna say mod num is equal to num1 modulus num2, then print mod num, save it, I'm gonna run it. So I'm gonna say num1 is 9 and num2 is 4. So the modulus of 9 and 4 is 1 because 4 can divide 9 2 times and remainder is 1. So if I say 4 divided by 9 here, I have 2.25, and that's because I have a remainder of 1. But if I say 9 modulus 4, I have 1 because the remainder of dividing 9 by 4 is 1. So modulus returns the remainder. So we're going to move to the next one, which is floor. Floor does the opposite of what modulus does. So floor returns the whole number. So floor num, that's just stick to num1, floor num2, and write out floor. So save it, then I'm gonna run it. So I'm just gonna use the same number, 9 divided by 4. So the first one is 1. I didn't write this here, so I'm just gonna write this is modulus, okay, and this is floor, okay. So I think that should be better. So I'm just gonna do that again. 4, 9 and 4. So the modulus is 1 because the remainder of dividing 9 by 4 is 1. That's 9 divided by 4 can be 2 whole number 1 over 4. So the 1, which is the remainder, is what modulus is giving us, and the 2 whole number is what floor is giving us. So we can do more. Let's say 30 modulus 8 or something. 30 modulus 8 is saying how many times can 30 divide 8. No, not 30, no, 8 divide 30 without a remainder. That's 3 times, because 3 times 8 is 24, but we are doing modulus right now, so we're only gonna get the remainder, which is 6. So 24, that's 30 minus 24 is 6, so we're getting the remainder. But if I do this 30 floor 8, I'm gonna get the whole number, which is 3. So that's the difference between modulus and floor. So now the last one, which is the order of operation, is PEMDAS, or PEMDAS, sorry. So PEMDAS is parentheses, exponential, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So I'm just going to do the last one, which is exponential. So I'm going to say exp is equal to num1, so double asterisk for the exponential. So I'm going to say print exp like that. I'm going to save it and I'm going to run it. So I'm going to say, okay, the first number is, say, 5 and then 3. So I have 5 in 3 places. That's 5 raised to the power 3. That's 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So exponential, that's 5 raised to the power 3. That's 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So that's all we're going to be having today. So if you have any question, you can drop it in the description below, or you can mail me your questions, but I'm gonna drop a link in the description for an exercise if you ever want to try this on your own. And okay, that's it, guys. So if you enjoy this, please like, subscribe, and share. So I'll see you in my next video. All right, take care, guys.